To transform the icons into...
Hi everyone, Aldbar here, and welcome to the live stream. Here you can ask your DDO questions, ask for DDO demonstrations, and ask for DDO advice. So please be my guest on my show, Ask Aldbar DDO Live. Enjoy. Hi, how you doing? I don't know if it's morning or evening by you, but have a good day. Glad to see you. Well, I need to do one more quest for Zawabi's revenge raid. So, Chains of Flames, or Burning City. That's where we're starting off today. I gotta do one more quest in the flagging before I can do Demon Queen. And then Demon Queen will permanently unlock the Zawabi's Revenge raid. After that, I think I have Shavarath, the 4 flagging quests for the Tower of Despair, whatever it's called. Yeah, right now just heading out to the burning city. So, how you guys doing today? I know it's a, I typically have a pretty slow start and when I start the stream. But that's how it goes usually. Takes time until you build momentum. Part of why I try to stream for longer hours but less time. If I had the option between streaming every day, I don't know, an hour and a half, or streaming twice a week, but every time 3 or 4 hours, overall I'll build more momentum by streaming for longer hours but fewer times. Just because of the way that the platforms are set up, that whoever's been streaming for a long time, like, kind of collects more and more viewers as you go. In my current situation, seems to be the most efficient way. Farmed out a lot of gear for this character. He's basically almost all of his character gear is level 20. The only one that's not level 20 yet, I still have the old armor. I want to swap this armor out, but to craft it I need 5 greater tokens of the 12, and for that I need to do solo raids. So one of them is Zawabi's Revenge, and one of them is Chronoscope. Now if I got another person to help me with Chronoscope to pass tokens, that would be really good. I'm just too awkward to open up a party and ask people to join at the end just to pass me the tokens. Even though if I did, I could probably get all the gear I needed, all the tokens I needed in like one run. Now, if we were talking on my main server on Orion, this wouldn't be a problem at all. I've got enough alt accounts that I can just bring them all in and pass all the tokens myself. In fact, last time I ran, what's it called? I ran, I needed a run for, what's it called? Gem of Many Facets. And it comes from the heroic version, or epic version of Chronoscope. And I actually did it with the full party. I was running 12 total accounts on my computer all at the same time. I have so many gems of many facets, I don't know what to do with them. I'm kidding. I'll find a use for them. Yeah, for those who don't know, Gem of Many Facets is an item that you have either level 5. It starts base level 5, level 20, or level 30. And those are just the set bonuses. The thing about it is it's craftable, and it comes with a slot, a yellow slot. Now, a lot of times people don't know with kind of crafting is that the crafting determines the level of the item. There's not the amount of slots you have in it. So you can have an item with 2 slots in it, a purple and a red great axe, and you can craft it to level 1. It's absolutely crazy. So there's nothing that's preventing me from making a Gem of Many Facets for level 1, which I did. But in this particular case, the Gem of Many Facets, if you make the level 20 version, there's an altar next to the 12 at the bottom where you can keep on re-rolling it for free until you get the perfect 2 sets you want. And it costs you nothing except for, I don't know, a bunch of re-rolls and some sanity. So yeah, so I've got myself a whole bunch of Gems of Many Facets, and I craft them on all my characters. Ooh, that was close. I almost fell down. By the way, something I found out recently, I think Axel mentioned it. When it comes to Dungeon Alert, so targets who don't chase you down, who don't have pathing, don't contribute to your Dungeon Alert. So if the target, like, I don't know, an archer, skeleton, or whatever these, they just stand in one place and shoot. And unless you approach them and stand right next to them, they don't move. So they don't have automatic pathing. They don't try to target you and try to follow you. See, all these 3 have pathing. They all try to come and get to me as fast as possible. And if you leave too many of them up, that's going to cause server lag. So they discourage it by making a Dungeon Alert. However, if there's a archer or somebody who doesn't actually approach you, he just stands in one place, so then the server doesn't have to calculate its pathing, so they don't contribute towards your dungeon alert. So you can run past them. You don't have to kill every single enemy.
It is incomparable to the sweltering temperature emanating from the burning city.
Okay, Epic Elite. I'm gonna make sure I've got myself a Riz hireling as an insurance policy. So this guy, stand here and wait.
The burning city of the firebrands rises before you, a monument in gnollish strength, mighty men and the toil of countless slaves.
This is rather a pretty tough quest on Epic Elite. The traps are not fun at all, and on Heroic you don't have half as many traps. And the traps that they added are not just like damage you traps. Traps with like air jets who blow you into whirling spikes and stuff. It was like deliberately meant to be hard.
You are buffeted with gusts of scorching air from this excavated tunnel. The rhythms are those of beating wings.
Did the other two flagging quests and it wasn't too hard, so I'm hoping that this one won't be too hard either. I mean, truth is, this is Epic Elite. This scales this quest to be level 24. I am only level 22, so this is actually 2 levels above my pay grade on Elite. So, I should expect it to be kind of difficult. But we seem to be doing fine so far. As long as I don't, like, aggro too many monsters all at once. Aggro means call the attention to, or aggravate. Basically make too many monsters want to fight me all at once. Should be fine. Yeah, famous last words. Oh, I just remembered. I now have a clicky for Death Ward, and I should use it. Forgot that I upgraded my items. There we go. Well, I got a large Eberron Dragon Shard. It's rare. That was worth it.
A handful of slaves huddle within this excavation, guarded by a strong detachment of gnolls. A heavy key slips from the overseer's grasp as he falls.
Okay, our objective over here is to free slaves. You gotta free enough of them to complete this quest. But you don't have to free all of them. There's a shortcut that takes you back up. If you jumped onto the lava over here, there's a portal. This is meant in case you fall in. But rather than walking back, use a shortcut. I can actually use the key to go past and go the other way, but I would like to complete all the objectives, so I'm going to go back one intersection and go to this door first. Here come the traps. I think this is the guy who tries to cook a dwarf. Supposed to, like, bluff him.
This kitchen reeks of blood and rusted iron. A caged dwarf above the cook fire looks like the next main course.
Yeah, if you don't have enough certain social skills, you can't, you don't have the option to bluff him. So yeah, I can't save him.
Slips from Uncor's grasp as he falls.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to save that particular NPC. Oh no.
This guard post is strongly defended. The firebrands howl with outrage as they catch sight of you. A heavy key slips from the overseer's grasp as he falls.
I changed up all of my items, so I need to see what abilities I'm missing. I might need more fortification or insightful fortification. How much oh, 15 fortification. Yikes, I need to go get myself a gem of fortification. They're coming between me and my loot. I don't think I have to die. Yeah. Every time you change up your loot, you not your loot, you change up your item sets, there's a very good chance you'll miss some kind of a small detail. So, yeah. This particular character now has basically no fortification. So, need fortification. Fortification basically prevents the monsters from hitting me, scoring critical hits on me. If they score critical hits on me, I take a lot of damage very fast. So, well, I need a gem of fortification. Heavy fortification. The truth is, I probably can just buy one from the DDO store. Check out the DDO store for a second, see if I can get one. Save myself the hassle. That was 75 DDO points. So basically, 300 favor, you can buy yourself a gem. Now we got to decide where I want to slot it in. Where should we put the fortification? Drop it in this cloak. Now my fortification is 115. Much better. Should be taking much less damage now. Move on. Here's traps. Yeah, there's a switch here who supposedly is what triggers those traps. Whatever. I say supposedly because you don't get to interact with it. You'll notice that when sometimes I'm trying to pull a lever or a switch and I'm getting attacked, it keeps on interrupting my animation. So one of the ways you can get around it is by jumping and activating it. It makes the activation animation go faster, and also while you're jumping, you are physically dodging some of their projectiles, making it less likely they'll attack you. So that's the jump activation. You stand next to something, you jump and you activate it as you're falling. Also, hey look, there's a shrine. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow on Twitch. Here comes the whole, there's a whole bunch of wind traps and grease traps. I jumped over the whole thing. I think basically every character nowadays in DDO should have some kind of a long jump. There's so many versions of it. You just need to have one of them. Doesn't have to be very good, just you can use it like once every 15 or 20 seconds. You're good to go.
The updrafts in this volcanic cavern are searingly hot, yet they still offer respite from the stifling air of the city.
Very easy to miss these prisoners. They like blend into the background. It's very tricky. You are going for every optional. I do recommend taking all the breakables, because that will make it easier to spot if you missed any prisoners. Because you can target them. So if you get rid of all the breakables, and then you try to do target next, you'll see anything you missed. That means that when you smash the breakables and they drop something, you should also pick it up. Because if not, you just, instead of having a breakable to target, now you've got a piece of trash on the floor that you're also going to target. Or some kind of junk loot or pile of gold coins. 4 potions of disease removal, whatever it might be. Yeah, but these are all the archers who were previously griefing me while I was standing at the bottom floor, and shooting at me and preventing me from opening up the door. Yeah, the entire place is set up like this that there's archers above you shooting down at you, making it hard to progress.
treasure chest beyond a locked portcullis.
This chest, I think, is just junk loot. However, under normal circumstances, I would just ignore it. But I do believe that there is a chance of getting a pack ingredient, so see if this hireling can pick it. Thank you. No luck. We'll just park him here so he doesn't die. Let's move on. One of my very first builds was a warrior who used all of the bow skills. I basically wanted a warrior who could use a bow with many shot and a whole bunch of other abilities. And I remember the first time I got to feel like I could feel the power of the build was when I ran this quest, and I could always empty out all these ledges easily by standing at the bottom just shooting. There's a wind trap who blows you back into the room into the spinning blades. Very nice. Gotta go in here. Staircases trapped.
Arms from the end of this hallway. The firebrands are preparing their defense.
This room has one of the most annoying types of traps. It debuffs you. I have a personal dislike towards him. Like, no, I don't have to spend time rebuffing. But luckily, this kind of debuffing is only temporary. After a few moments, you get it back. So it's fine. Not that bad. Got it. Yeah, all of my effects were removed, get reapplied. I like how that blade trap somehow wasn't able to break the barrel standing right next to it, or wooden urn. Yeah, so there's two like main areas, and we move between them. When I say main areas, I mean places where if you jump all the way down, you could jump basically all the way down to the lava at the bottom of this section. And you keep on looping through them, and you keep on going up. You got side quest over here.
A heavily muscled minotaur stands behind a
Let's free this guy.
forge. He looks alarmed by your approach. Does he serve the firebrands by choice?
I was wondering why I was taking so much damage before. And I noticed there was a lot of critical hits. So thankfully, we picked up on that pretty fast. Got it sorted out. When they introduced iconic characters, they made it so when you start off, you have a set of gear that should cover like all your basics, but they didn't want you to like depend on it. And they made it that it only works if you have the entire set. But if you change even one piece, the whole thing starts falling apart. So basically, once you start changing things, you got to change all of it. And it's really not that good of a set in the first place. They're kind of forcing your hand to change it. Anytime I get knocked over, I always make sure to hit the block key. Typically, it's the shift on your keyboard. And you can maybe not be able to attack or be offensive in any kind of a way, but you can be defensive and prevent taking more damage.
This terrace of the burning
When you
city
actively
is
block,
not
it
as
increases your
pretty as
defenses.
below.
You hold on the button. Prevents you from taking other actions, but
Well, at these
it makes you stronger. Well, more defensible. Yeah, our main quest objective is free at least 15 slaves. And once we do that, we'll get a key to the main room. But we can do 30 slaves for the second objective. For many years, I wouldn't bother with it because I always seem to miss like a few slaves. But since I've figured out where all the slaves are and how to get to them without having to backtrack, I'm like, okay, I'll just do it anyway. Yeah, this is the room we were with there's the trap down below where it debuffs you. We're now right above it. Yeah, this lever down here is where we were standing and keep on getting debuffed. This leads to a shrine who's currently locked. Well, it's currently blocked off. That's not going to stop us. There you go. You got around it. This one gives us the key, I think. Yeah, once you've freed 15 slaves, the next one you talk to gives you a key. And here's another shrine. We'll use this one. Yeah, as I mentioned before, and I'm going to say it again. If you aren't following on Twitch, please follow on Twitch. Appreciate it very much. And you could hit like, subscribe on YouTube. I'd appreciate it also. Thank you. and come over to the purple side. Nah, you don't have to change sides. Just make sure you're enjoying the platform of your choice and have a good time. But whatever platform you are on, please commit to it. At least in the way that whatever is free for you, I'd appreciate it. I feel like it's something that's not too much to ask. Okay, so now I need to get back to the center platform. Here comes the tricky part. You gotta have a good, movement speed to be able to jump. They put this thing here so you can't jump up. You have to be able to do a long jump around it. Here we go. If not, I'll have to jump down and climb back up. And we made it back. And no, we're not supposed to be doing that. I just don't feel like having to go all the way up just to unlock it and then have to double back down. No doubling back down for me if possible. Apparently not possible. The worst part of it is if you're not very familiar with this map, you'll never be sure which way you need to go. It's very confusing. Oh my gosh, we fell down really low. I'm going to be right back next to the start. This is the start of the quest. Thankfully, we don't have to fight everything on the way up. Just need to run past everything. Yeah, so like that trap on the bridge, that kind of was the reason why we fell. I didn't get knocked off by it, but trying to avoid it made me miss the ledge. It's something that they only have in the epic version. They don't have it in the heroic. At least not that I can remember. Okay, here we climb up. We should be back on track. Now, I do have a hireling who might be able to disable those traps, but he'll also probably die in one hit. This is Epic Elite after all, and it's way over level for me and my character. Okay, shrine intersection, here we go. Yeah, try to stand in this little gap. Hopefully not get knocked out of there. Thankfully it turns off the air once you open the door. Well, so far we fell once. Hope it won't be many more times. So anyone got any DDO questions? This is the Ask Aldbar DDO questions show after all. No, you don't have to be shy about the questions. I'm not going to mock them.
The defensive wall shouts rude challenges and insults at your
I'm not even going to promise that I'll answer them. I'm just going to do my best. Hopefully, I'll know. Hopefully, I'll be able to help you. Okay, so this is a rather interesting section. Well, they want to force you to jump down in order to get these few slaves. So there's a slave over there and a few slaves over there. I'm using a speed boost because they hit me with a whatever it is. The thing makes me go slow. Trip, kind of whatever. I don't know much about the new race that they're planning for next expansion, so I am not excited or disappointed. I'm like, we'll see when it comes. Yeah, here you can make this gap when it if you've got a long jump. If you have a long jump, you can go to the left, get the first slave, jump down over here, and get the rest. Two more slaves here. This one's very easy to miss. And then once you're done with that, if you stand here, yeah, you can get back up without having to jump down. Let's move on. I'll tell you a bit more about it. I remember when they announced Shifter, and then when they announced Tabaxi, and there's a lot of speculations, people were for it, against it, people all up in arms, and I was like, just let's see. And both of them came out to be not bad. And I maintained that attitude about it because I didn't have any like, oh, I want them to do this and this with it, and they didn't do that, so I'm now disappointed. On the other hand, I'm not expecting anything to come in and break the game. That wouldn't be good for the game if it did. My best expectations is to hopefully add something that adds like real, to add something new when it comes to variety. I mean, they're always adding new things, but if it's just like, okay, it's another elf but it has different hair color, it might not be as exciting than if it has like some unique ability. So if you add if the the Eladrin version, the Chaos Mancer can now bypass elemental damage, so now that's something special. So I can see that as a unique ability that no other, almost no other race has, which is pretty cool. So I hope they add some kind of new thing to it, a reason that will make you seriously consider wanting to run this specific race for some specific build because it's actually important and not just cosmetic. That's basically, yeah, that's. I don't want something meta breaking or defining. I just give me something that meaningful in a way that you have to think about it and make a decision, and you'll be rewarded for it if you do a good decision. That's all. Good video game design. What else can I ask for? It's not a lot. Yeah, this section right now is a section above where the bridge is. And we stand here, and there's a lever that you click to lower the bridge that takes you to the shrine. But we didn't bother with that, we just jumped over the bridge. But here's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to come all the way up here and drop this bridge by using this lever. Now we can go to the shrine that we've already used and we don't need. We actually can't reuse it because it's elite. On easier difficulties, you can reuse the shrine more times. So basically, the shrine refills certain abilities. So to make it more difficult, one of the things that they blocked is the higher difficulties where you get more experience, you also can't reuse the shrine many times. Hey, okay, I think we got everything. There's only one slave standing in the corner over there. Hey, Jacob. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again.
The slaves in this post cheer raggedly as the firebrands prepare a desperate defense. Word of your exploits must have spread. A heavy key slips from the overseer's grasp as he falls.
Let's start by clearing out these monsters again. Last time I was taking tons of damage from these archers. That's when I realized I was missing a fortification. Once again, let's see if I can get my hireling over here to pick the lock for this chest. Thank you. Maybe I'll get some desert crystal sands or whatever they're called. Apparently the draft chance on it is kind of low unless it's the end chest. But it does drop. Okay, we're done with this section, and now we go through the locked door. I think there's the blind guy here.
This arcane
library
reeks of
the blind guy.
despair.
This guy has a curse on him, and you can accept the curse from him. And if you do, you become blind instead, unless you've got blindness immunity. But then you have to still remove curse. Then he gets attacked by a bunch of ogres. And if you defeat him, he'll tell you where the secret treasure is. Not sure if I got all four, if I'm missing one. Give it a second. Fine. And now he opens up the extra section. You gotta go back and talk to him if you wanna get this chest. Here we go. Desert sand crystals. This time I got some. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the top of this gigantic area. There's a blade trap over here right next to that collectible. I just wanted to make sure I was at full health before I do it. Now if you drop down right over here, there's the last few. Once again, the game is expecting you to jump down in order to find the slaves and then have to double back in order to get back up. Nobody got time for that. Stand all the way to the corner over here and hop up on this. There is like a certain angle where you can get stuck over there, so you might end up having to do slash stuck to get out. But yeah, we're left with one slave. Well, one dwarf got cooked, but other than him, everyone's fine. Okay, we're almost done. Got 10% XP for breakables. Still didn't break enough things.
You have ascended to the peak of the burning city. General Hurubayat and his vizier Rashad must be close at hand.
Come on, please tell me I've got enough over here. Final slave. There we go. XP, still only 10% breakables. Missed a single pot someplace. Whatever, here we go. The very first time I did this quest, I probably stayed 10 minutes in this fight because I couldn't defeat the boss because he was healing himself too fast. That did it. That was the last one. 15% for that. That was an extra 5% in my total XP, just because I smashed one pot. Okay, pick this up, and we should be done. 125,000 XP. Not bad. I think you get 2 tokens for it. Yeah, 2 tokens of the 12. Oh, and I missed one behind the door. Phew, luckily for me, I already got my XP bonus. double recall, turn in the quest, give the orb of the Jinni to the Zawabi, and then it'll give me Demon Queen. To be honest, I probably shouldn't try to do Demon Queen solo at level 22 when the quest will be on Elite level 24. I'm gonna get wrecked. This is probably I should do things that are more appropriate to my level. I just wanted to get to Desert Crystal Sand, whatever. I got the stuff now. Yeah, let's turn it in and go out to Shavarath. But one of the reasons why I want to do Shavarath now is I'll get all the XP for it. If I wait until later, I'll start getting XP penalties. And I really want every extra point of XP I can get because I'd like to do a few rounds of Epic TR. It was a 2-slotted item, but it was a clear slot on a weapon. It's not worth anything. Say not worth anything is people won't spend a lot of shards for it. Now we head out to Shavarath. Amaranth. This entire place is a big battlefield floating in the air. And one of the quirks of this particular area is if you fall off this island, you get teleported back to the top. Rather than trying to walk to the top, you're just going to jump off. That will send me to the top of the island. Like magic. And now I can pick up the quests. We need to remember to flag the entrance of the Devil You Know, or also known as Tower of Despair. Basically, you need to get there and talk to an NPC who allows you to teleport back there quickly. So you don't have to walk there every time.
You stand before the hall of the 3rd Legion, underground home to the Devil's most deadly military unit.
Yeah, so this is level 19, and on Elite it's 21. Which is appropriate. Fun fact, while you're in, what's it called? In Shavarath, everybody automatically has, I can't remember the name of it, Greater Heroism. Yeah. I do them only because of the flagging, so unless I'm planning to run the raid, I do the raid way more times than I do the quests. I don't like the quests. I just do them because I have to. But the raid I like. A, it's kind of fun. And B, there's rings that you can get over there that are very valuable. And I need to farm them. The rings are good because you can craft a plus 40 competence bonus to healing amplification. It just stacks with everything else. It's very powerful. If we get lucky and we find the way down fast. There's 3 levels in this fortress, and it's all connected. What way you can go is random. So basically, every time you step into this quest, the layout's different. Yeah, Marks of Yugoloth. I got myself flagged and just bought 1,000 of them, so I was like, I'll never have to do it because of that again. We might be lucky. Come on, portal. Okay. Level 1 done. That was fast.
You hear desperate sobs echo off the walls, punctuated by the occasional tortured scream. They must be from prisoners taken during one of the devil's many conquests.
Those clay golems are very dangerous because they hit you with a curse that prevents you from positive healing. Well, prevents you from all healing. You gotta get rid of them as fast as possible. Okay, basically now we're gonna run around this area and just hug one wall until we find a way down. I guess we're hugging the right wall. Yeah, gelatinous cube traps and a whole bunch of other mean things. Iron Maiden torture devices. Yeah, so we're just gonna hug the right wall and keep on walking around. And hopefully find our way down. There's prisoners you can save over here, which is an optional objective that I never bother with. Not worth the time and effort. I think you have to like find every single one. If you miss one, you don't get any XP or something like that. So I was like, nope, never mind. It's kind of hard to see where you're going. Things like dark and gloomy. Cool, we might be there because of this air elemental. This here? No. But I can hear an air elemental someplace, so we might be on track. So far, not able to get there. Gotta go the long way then. Some of these gates, well, first of all of these gates are locked, and sometimes the gate is actually a passageway to someplace else, and in that case it will not be locked. Like here. Move on to the next room. Gotta be aware of which direction you're facing so you don't get like turned around accidentally. To finish this quest, I probably should go and spend my action point and also upgrade my shifter abilities to last longer. They're just running out too fast. I technically have infinite amount of them because they last a full... they last more than a minute and a half, and I recharge one every minute and a half, so... unless I keep on raging and dismissing, I'm never going to run out. But I have to keep on remembering mid-fight to recharge. Well, anytime that we gain on the first floor, we lost on this floor. Oh, something you wouldn't notice, but this quest is actually timed. There's a timer on this quest. They give you an hour and a half to do it. Thanks. Luckily, it usually never ever gets close to that long. But the fact that they felt that it was necessary to make a timer on it should tell you something. Everything is so samey, it feels like you've been here before. Clearly I haven't. Just a personal gripe I have with their random, like, generated quests. I don't think it makes it any better in any kind of a way. Just let me memorize the map. What do you care? You want me to have a fun experience every time? Exactly, let me memorize the map. I don't think anybody enjoys being lost. Yeah, I can hear the air elemental. Here we go. Okay, we found it. Finally. And Now we can drop down to the 3rd floor and do everything we just did again. We got lucky on the 1st floor. Now, yeah, final floor. Then the boss fight. I really didn't want that guy to take a swipe at me. Keep on trying to get behind him so he'll miss. And that way I won't get stuck with the debuff. In DDO, when you say buff, it means that you're putting, well, you're increasing the power of your character. And that's the term for it. So yeah, if you're doing the opposite, it's to debuff. Uh-huh. This is one of those quests that I used to, like, outright hate. And now I'm like, okay, I came to terms with it. It's not that bad. It's not fun at all. It's just, it's not the... Once you figure out some kind of a method to it, and you don't walk around in circles, lost. I know that if I stick to one wall, keep on going to the right or to the left, but I stick to one direction and just keep on going the same way. Make sure I don't miss any kind of alcove. I will find a way down and move on. So as long as I'm consistent, I'll be okay. So as long as there's a method to the madness, I'm fine with it. What I don't like is when you have quests who just kind of depend on pure luck or on things that are out of your control completely. If there's no method to it, then that's when I start kind of hating it. But yeah, for a long time I would avoid this quest like a plague, and I would only do it under extreme duress with the party because I had to like flag or something. Yeah, but I figured out how to do it, and now it's meh, it's fine. There's worse things to deal with. I can hear it. I might be getting close. If you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear like a air elemental sound. Right now I can't hear it, but I was close before here. Might be this guy. Seems like we found it.
The graffiti's oppressive heat rises from this shaft. The ritual must be near.
There we go. Ways open. Level 3. Let's summon this hireling. Just to see if you can pick this lock. Come on. Don't become brain dead. Yes, you can. Thank you very much. And it has a named piece of loot. Great. If I would be an earth savant, this would be good. Use an acid clicky. Sentient food it is. Okay, final fight. Final buff. You gotta be quick. The boss hits you with these curses who make it so you can't heal. You want to get rid of him as fast as possible.
Banzidou's magical energies flow harmlessly back to the ether. Your home is now safe, and Banzidou's death will leave a power vacuum for the other devils to fight over.
There we go. See what belt we got here. Greater Arbor. Okay, fine. It's another clicky. Well, I'll most likely never use. So, Saintian food it is. A third chest here? No, just two. Okay. What took us 16 minutes? It wasn't too bad, this quest. Sorry, that was my faulty mouse double clicking without asking me. And right I was about to finish recalling.
You stand before the hall of the 3rd Legion, underground home to the Devil's most deadly military unit.
Well, if you haven't completed it, you definitely haven't done the raid. However, if you do want to try it again, you can try it on normal or casual. And as I said before, just stick to the right wall. Make sure you don't miss any alcoves and try to pull all the gates. And you'll be fine. Epic Destinies. More hit points. Why not? I don't need more attack and damage. More attack. Thank you very much for the follow. Jordran. Also, Ria, thanks for the follow. Sorry if I butcher your names. I can barely see it. It's purple on gray on the side of my screen. Is the raid soloable? Yes, it is, and I've soloed it many times. I made a few guides for it. And depending on how this run goes, I might even try to solo it with this character, which is not really recommended. It's way out of this character's league, but hey, you know, it's possible. And I said I wanted to move over some of the points here. I don't like Howl. I think I'm just going to increase the duration of my rage. But that's it. Okay, next one. Unfortunately, all of these quests are not very new player friendly. And since they've lost their relevance, it makes it so that players who run this are mainly vets who want to flag for the raid. And it's kind of hard to find groups that will run this and know what they're doing. So
Before you lie the shattered
it's very
ruins of some
unfortunate.
ancient culture that perished long ago.
We need to remember to finish our flagging once we're done with this quest. I mean, go to the fortress to pick up the raid entrance.
Far away on the other side of the chasm lies Iron Moor, a devil fortress that is currently under siege by demons.
Iron Maw. This is once again one of those randomized quests. And this is absolutely terrible for new players. Truth is also terrible for veteran players, because you can walk around here anywhere between 5 minutes and a half an hour. It's out of your control.
The Devil Sentry reaches the alarm, alerting the Legion to your presence.
Try to head kind of towards like the top of the map. If that makes any sense. That's generally the direction you need to go. This section over here, there's access from the top. There's 2 floors. Basically, I'm trying to head either to the top of the map or the bottom of the map every time. And anytime I get blocked, I try to find a way around it. And eventually I work my way towards there. Well, this section's blocked also, so we'll go back to the previous branch where we can turn. And they blocked off everything over here. There is these bells in the middle who are supposedly what makes it so the enemies can summon their allies, but it's not. Even if you defeat the guard who's supposed to ring it, before he rings the bell, the monsters still come, so it's nothing to do with it. Okay, this is locked off. We went here already.
This troll lieutenant is likely hunting for your head. If he drops it at Horace's feet, he is sure to be promoted.
That guy had a surprisingly big amount of health. I think this is that troll's chest. I feel like we're having the what's it called? Unfortunate case of having to go through every nook and cranny. Come on, tell me this takes me to the top level. Sometimes I mean, every time I've run this quest, I've run into slightly different versions of the design. Sometimes you have these pressure plates you have to stand on. It's very disorienting. Every time you walk into this quest, you have a different version of it. It's not like they're all great and they can't pick which one. They're all not that fun. Just let me get over it fast. I think it's fair to give a little bit of context. When these quests came out, they were like the end game. This was like the final quests. And they didn't want players to get bored of it very fast, so they had to keep it in such a way that it would like stay fresh, so to speak, for a long time. Yeah, it has been no longer the end game for a very long time, and now it's just tedious. Very nice. Yeah, not everybody's got the time zones to work out. So yeah, if you've got somebody you can watch on second monitor while you play DDO, it's the best. Well, apparently the exit's going to be from the bottom this time. They'll just have to. Here's a gelatinous cube. Came to say hi. Something to note about this particular quest chain is it wasn't designed with epic destinies in mind. So like in the previous quest where we dropped down and fought the boss, a lot of players would get wrecked when it came to trying to do that boss. It was considered one of the hardest things. And I remember we got a group and, well, we couldn't beat it. So we opened up a party in LFM and asked for anybody who can come and help. And some ranger showed up, ran through the whole quest, jumped down, and it was less than 10 seconds and the boss was over. It's like, oh, so there is ways to do this fast. And apparently I need to step on some kind of switch to get this thing. Apparently I missed a gate. And what does this do? Oh, here we go. Random lever in the middle of nowhere. Well, at least we got a shrine, so in case you haven't already followed on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube, this is your chance. Now we have to do the same exact thing we just did before, but to make things worse, now the map is overlaid on top of the other map, so I can't even see where I went before. This is great design. Just lovely. Typically, there's something called fog of war, which is a term. Well, basically means that when you open up a map, part of it's blacked out, and and you cannot see it until you progress into that area of the map, and then it will open up. And it's referred to as Fog of War because of some, I think it was from Warcraft, the RTS game, whatever, real-time strategy game. I think that's how it got the name. That's my theory. Whatever. The point is, a lot of times in video games, you open up the map, it's darkened out, unless you have some kind of special ability to open up the entire map. So now I've opened up the bottom floor, but now I can't see where I was or wasn't because the whole map is just open. I don't get the benefits of seeing a half-open map. Tell me this is the way out. Oh wow, that was fast. Okay, one section done. Gotta do the whole thing again. Okay, not the whole thing. At least again, we're gonna have to unlock it with Fog of War, which is a good thing. I found the second floor stairs already. Maybe we'll get lucky and get out of here fast. As I said before, I'm trying to get to the top section of the map. Because either the top or the bottom is where you have the staircase that will lead you to the next section. Or the door that will allow us to get out. Yeah, that's how far back it is? Okay. I've never looked into it. I was like, okay. Well, thanks. Well, and now we try to make our way back to the bottom of the map. Yeah, well, I did play D&D for some time, but it's not like I know a lot of trivia and stuff. I enjoyed it. I was partly DM, partly player, like both. Yeah, the problem with D&D in real life is, unless you live in close proximity, in other words, unless you have real life players that are available, it's not really practical to keep up a group. Well, I was playing D&D at the beginning of the 2000s, so I think you precede me by a few years. Well, haven't found a way on this floor. Well, yeah, I should add a little bit. I particularly, I get social anxiety when I sit with people that I don't know personally and start talking. And while I can pretend like it's okay and have a normal conversation, the truth is, internally it's exhausting. It's like it's draining on my mental, I don't know, being. So unless I know the people personally, I wouldn't do it for, for pleasure. I wouldn't spend my leisure time on it, sitting with a bunch of people who I don't know, who could be very nice people. I'm nothing against them. Just at the end of the day, I'll be more exhausted than when I was at the beginning. It's not like I'll have a overall good time and say, "Oh, this was worth it." I'll just be like, "Wow, that was exhausting. I don't want to do that ever again." Well, we survived the second floor. Getting close to the end.
The main gate opens and the demon horde.
There is a third floor, but the third floor is
Still, the devils may yet
easy.
repel the horde
Well, it's much
once they
smaller.
rally behind their leader, Erisandes.
Gotta go to both sides, clear out enemies, move on. Got these switches we need to pull.
You spot the quartermaster of the Ironmore Legion. He snarls his defiance, intent on stopping your attack on his people.
If you say so. Side one complete. Cross to the other side. Hit the lever. Get out. Yeah. I don't know. I know I'm an introvert. I've only found out recently more about what it means to be an introvert. Yeah. It's not what a lot of people assume it is. The shortest version of it is that the vast majority of people are extroverts, and basically when they spend time in a social setting, it recharges their energy or their motivation. They're having a good time with other people. While introverts, being with other people is draining on their emotional being, even if they're having a good time. So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, let's finish this boss. There is an optional over here to jump up top and clear out these sections. Try to avoid it because there's something over there who does instant death. I don't want to die to it.
The devolution of the Ironmore has fallen.
I believe you can get past it with using
to eliminate the demon
what's it called?
offices.
Divine intervention. But
Devil's
I don't
spies
have that on
must
this
never
character.
discover that you or the Yugoloth had a hand in this. The Iron Moor is now empty, save for all the corpses. In the days following, Horoth will have to account to the other devils for this debacle.
Well, extroverts aren't energy vampires because they don't take sucked energy out of other people. It's not like when introverts are around other people. I mean, the truth is the extroverts are not the ones taking the energy away. It's just that when you're around other people, it just drains your energy very fast. Part of the reason why I don't join LFMs and part of the reason why I do so much solo. As soon as I have to join an LFM, it kind of ruins the whole thing. It's like this would have been leisure time was now just exhausting. Well, quest done. How long did it take? 20 minutes, not bad. Even with all the walking around in circles. Really wasn't that bad. Go finish the flagging. Telling myself primarily so I don't forget.
On the side of the chasm lies Iron Moor, a devil fortress that is currently under siege by demons.
There's a gate over here you're supposed to get past. And there's the long way and the short way. I've been doing the short way for so long that I don't really remember how to do the long way. And the short way is basically you jump over the fence by climbing up on a ballista. So you're supposed to get past this gate. And the way you do it is you stand on this side of this ballista and you jump up on it. Then you jump over the fence. And now you've made it past the gate.
You successfully breached the Tower of Despair's outer fortification and opened its outer gate.
Yeah. Professionally referred to as flower sniffing. One of my favorites. I like going for all the optionals. At least when the quest is new, I like going for all the optionals, seeing all the breakables, and experience it for myself for the first time. Even when I had friends who used to play with me a lot of D&D, I would still like to run my first experience by myself. Because you'd be faster than me and I'll like miss out things. I was like, just let me see it myself. I'll come for the second round. Okay, we've made it all the way to the fortress. Once you step in here, there's a NPC or non-player character. We're going to talk to him and ask him to send us back, and that will unlock it future. Who are you? Think I'll let it here. I might need to return here. So we click that. Indeed, now we can unlock this. Think it took a wrong turn. Okay, let's go. Yeah, my double-clicking mouse is causing problems again, so I had to do it using the Enter key. Okay, 2 down, 2 more to go. Gained some guild renown from my guild. It's the guild that I was ushered into on Thalanis, and I'd like to help them level a bit. Yeah, what basically we did is now we have a second dialogue option to allow us to go right to the tunnel. Yep. The problem with being an introvert is it's not like you don't need human contact. It also drains your energy. So you got to be selective about which human contact you use. It's kind of like having a lot of different allergies to foods. It's not like you stop eating or don't need to eat because of it. Just need to be careful what you eat.
Is the devil's spine. It runs along a deep chasm, forming a natural shield against Archon attack.
It's not a perfect analogy, I know, so please don't nitpick it. But I hope the point was there. It's not like we don't need human contact. Or don't even want it. It's just like, it typically ends up being exhausting.
A forbidding passage leads into a devil's citadel carved deep inside the rock of the devil's spine.
I do my best to avoid all questions of personal nature, so my answer is you can ask whatever you want, just don't be insulted if I don't answer. So, you got DDO questions, I'll do my best to answer. I have a question for you guys, all watching. This quest has like 6 or 7 different optional endings. And basically it comes down to a choice. There's a table and there's a bunch of things I can select. If you want, you can quickly Google and check out the DDO wiki and see what your options are. But based on your options, you'll see a different ending. So if nobody's chosen by then, I'll come to the table and I might roll the dice or just randomly pick up whatever I feel like. But if you do want to see a specific ending, I guess the first one to request it in chat, just type the name of the item you want me to pick up on the table. So yeah, you can see the name of the quest on the quest journal on the top right. Let's see what happens first. If I make it to the end of the quest or somebody types in the name of a quest item. Good luck.
The halls resonate with the sound of chanting as tieflings begin to summon a powerful being to deal with your intrusion. The essence of Cinderspawn dissipates as the killing blow is struck. Ritualistic
Sins of Attrition.
bellow forth from the tiefling.
It's a level 19 quest in Shavarath.
The tiefling's magic vanishes with the death of their summoned ally, revealing a hallway leading deeper into the citadel.
Yeah, this quest has a lot of branching pathways you can go down. But I'm not going to be bothering with any of them. I'm just going straight to the end. And whichever optional ending is selected, that's what we're going to do. And there's some really cool one.
You feel a
Well,
different
here we
magical
are.
signature emanating from each of the items.
One of these items, there's a badge. Take the guitar. The loot. There's the ham, loot, ritual ingredient. Okay, fine. Take the guitar. Yeah, I hope you mean the loot, because there isn't a guitar, so. There's the musical instrument. Here we go. Loot.
As you pick up the item, the hall's guardian springs to life. Begone from here, intruder.
If you picked it because the wiki said it's the hardest, it's not the hardest. The wiki was written back when the level cap was 20, and everything was way more serious. Oh, don't feel bad for asking. That's fine. That's what I said. I'm not disturbed by people asking. It's more like I just don't want them to be insulted if I don't answer. It's very important that you feel that it's nothing personal, but just the reason I'm wearing a costume is because I don't want to break that barrier between my personal life and, let's call it, my work. I'd like to have two things not mix. So yeah. So I try to keep it that way, and all is good. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
You sense the path directly ahead leads to your target, but what other secrets lie hidden in the Citadel's side?
Yep. Yeah, there was no Reaper when this came out. Let me elaborate a little bit on what I said before. I mean, I was just talking about being an introvert. I think if I had to sit here and people could see my actual face in real life, it would make it that I wouldn't be able to do streaming anyway. I don't think I can handle the pressure. The fact that I see everybody typing, but I don't hear everybody's voice is another kind of like a barrier. If I join a group, usually it's like Saturdays at 3 p.m. Axel has a raid group, and I like joining him. If there's too many people talking in chat, I get overwhelmed and I start shutting up. I can't handle it. I can't sit for 3 hours of chit chat with people who I don't know. I mean, I know a few of them, but sometimes I don't know the people. It's like, I'll just be quiet. And to be honest, even getting over the fact that I need to read everybody's chat was also something that wasn't very easy for me. But I'm working on handling it.
Magic words nearby.
Don't tell my boss that. If I showed up to my real life job with this costume on, my boss would have some very serious questions to ask. Starting with, that's not work uniform. Imagine trying to do this quest as a player who only has single target damage, and your damage is not that good. This thing would take you hours. And again, I got knocked up into the ceiling. We got some very creative traps in this quest. There's a bunch of swinging blades.
The devils bound these prisoners here as a way of guarding this lever, as pulling the lever would surely kill the nearby captives.
Please hit like and subscribe. If you free I think if you free them, you get a chest, and if you pull the lever and kill them, you get a shrine. I have the same amount of emotional attachment to these particular characters who I killed, just like all the other demons and devils down the hallway. It's just pixels on a screen. Okay. All these gates are now locked off except for one. See, one of them is not fiery. So that's the ending we've unlocked. Let's go do it. Well, yeah.
You get the distinct feeling that you've sealed your destiny.
Well, like I don't mind like doing a podcast with just Axel, but when there's other guests who I don't know personally, it's like, just please no. Well, thank you for picking this ending, because I don't remember ever doing this ending. Pretty sure I did all of them, but I don't remember this one. So I might have only done it once.
Disrupting the devil's chain of command. Your Yugalov patrons will be happy to hear of your accomplishment.
And I just opened something in a troglodyte. Let's check it out. In my monster manual. Troglodyte. What have I unlocked? More types of troglodyte. Nice. Cool. It's kind of like a disco because it's supposed to be like a bard boss, and he keeps on using these dancing orbs. He casts them, so if you don't have good will saves, you'll be stuck here while he attacks you. So yeah, that's kind of what this is set up. I mean, it's a devil disco, but yeah, you get the point. Each one of these quests has a pit fiend as a final boss, but some of these quests have multiple final boss, so it's other than the pit fiend, you'll have other bosses. How much did this take? 10 minutes. Out of all the quests, this is my favorite, because it's the easiest and shortest. See, that's how I make good quests. Just make them short.
A forbidding passage leads into a devil's citadel carved deep inside the rock of the devil's spine.
Yeah, monster manuals are very good. I like the monster manuals. I was actually earlier, I was farming Warforged Titans.
You stand in a massive crater, a relic of some ancient magical battle.
Now, starting on my YouTube journey, I tried to make a connection with Axel. That took me a very, very long time. Until I like got past all of my my barriers. So yeah, it's a process to know new people. But I'm very lucky you've got a good friend now. Okay, this is by far the one who's most convoluted and complicated when it comes to soloing. Because it's again one of those quests where they really, really, really did not want you to be able to solo it. And as always, that's not going to stop us. Now, there's 4 bosses in this quest. And in spite of my better judgment, I'll let you guys figure out which one you want. It's called Genesis Point. Okay, there's 4 different optional endings. Pick your ending. You got some time before I get there.
You steel yourself.
I tell him, spare me this time. I'm in a hurry. Let's go. Bye.
Control rooms the Yugoloth spoke of.
So basically, this is a staging area with like a bunch of different bosses preparing for war, and they all have their different tactics and stuff. You gotta go disrupt everything, and then at the end, you gotta face off against one of the 4 bosses. And so we shall. You gotta clear the hallways. Some monsters respawn. Like 1 or 2 sentinels will walk around in circles, but the vast majority of it just dies off. Although there's so many levers in this quest, and it's very, very easy to soft lock yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, you could totally mess it up and make it uncompletable. Yes, there's tons of things to not be desired in this quest chain. Okay, so every one of these 4 rooms is like lookout rooms. We have a few objectives we have to do. First of all, we have to pull this lever in the middle. So we've got 4 of these we need to pull. Second thing is, the bottom floor, we can look down, is locked off with gates on both sides. Each one of these rooms has a gate to open the door. Now, if you pull this one, and then you go to the next room and you pull the same lever that's supposed to open the door, rather than open it, it will close it. So you only need to pull it once. So either make sure you always put only the one on the right, that way you'll only pull each door once, or pull both levers, but only every second room. So we're going to do that. We'll skip the next room. In this maze, you can look down. There's a barrier over here. One barrier, and there's another barrier. And you can only have one of them open at any time, but you have to get through the maze, and we have to put a hireling over here to pull one of these levers to get us through the barrier. So let's see which ones we need to do first. Yeah, this is the random spawning in monsters. Let's get rid of him. Okay, so lever number 2 is the one who opens up that barrier. We're going to keep it like that. I believe lever number 4 is the one who opens up this one. Yeah, so let's leave it. Lever number 2 is the way we want to leave it set. So the way over here is open. And then once we get to here, we'll get our hireling to pull that lever. So let's just place all of our hirelings here. Lock them in place. Hopefully they don't die. Wish them luck. How about you cast Blur on everyone?
You notice that some of the
Also, these levers on the side, never pull them.
The locked levers bear runes similar to those on the warded lever in the center of the room.
Yeah, there's a lot of traps in this quest when it comes to levers. Any lever you're not supposed to pull is just a trap. Prevent you from finishing this quest by locking some door and making it impossible to pass. You pull one extra lever, you still can complete the quest by going the long way around. It's a big... Yeah, there's the one with the slaves that you have to free. It also has slaves, yeah. But again, I would like to remind you guys, there's 4 endings, and I'm leaving it up to your vote. If there's a few contending votes, we'll roll for it. Yeah, here we gotta fight, go down and fight the boss over there with all of his helpers. Yeah, this is one of those quest changes that a lot of players haven't ran since it came out. Because in most players' minds, the quest, the whatever it is, I mean, the devil you know, the final quest, Tower of Despair, is not worth the effort. Hey there. Thank you very much for the follow. Dance lover. Everybody's got creative names these days. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay, we skipped the previous room. We're gonna activate this room now. And this one. Okay. We need to unlock the slave pits with these little valves. The problem is, you first have to click on the slave pit in order to be able to pull this valve. So let's put one of our hirelings here with the hope that he doesn't kick the bucket or die. And then later we can try to manipulate him from the bottom. Because if not, we'll have to come back up and go back around. I really don't want to do that. You have these Orathons who slowly go around the map. So I'm going against the grain when it comes to finding them. Hopefully clear them out so they don't come and attack my hirelings. I mean, it's not like you're dependent on them. I can always go around the other way and just walk the whole way. But I would like to save myself the time. Yeah, but anybody got preferences for which one of the 4 endings? I mean, there's some endings I'm sure none of you have seen. Like the Demon Queen ending. There's the barrier one with the Mephits. You've got to kill at the same time. There's the Pit Fiend, which is the actual classic ending. And then there's the one ending that everybody does, which is the Portal Bay, which is the most boring ending. But it's the shortest.
As the final lever is pulled, a magical portal opens somewhere in the upper level of the base.
If you look down, you can see that the door is open. I can see into the next room. Yeah, the XP for these things is not very good, and that's another reason why players no longer run it. The XP per minute is not good at all. Okay, so now that we've pulled all 4 levers, now we've opened up the portal to downstairs. Now, I went around this place in a right ring because I'll end up at the final room where the portal shows up. So, now let's go downstairs. Somebody's killing my hireling. Darling is going to die over there. Oh well.
Judging by the barrels and crates, this must be the shipment staging area for Genesis Point.
Here we've got to break up these crates. It's our objective. This is the objective of this side. If you don't break every single one of these big crates, you won't complete the objective.
The devils appear to have some larger plan to send these magically altered wild men to other locations. You suspect this was not the only shipment.
I'm glad they didn't change these into bullywugs. Okay, we're gonna go around clockwise when we go to these rooms. Circle around this way.
Piercing cries of despair tell you that you have found the prisoner holding area.
We gotta get this out of the way. Since our hireling died upstairs, we're gonna have to go back. So, let's unlock it and go upstairs. Each one of these pins has like a little lever on it. You gotta pull, then you can go upstairs and unlock it. They become dark once you pull on them, so they darken out, so at least you know you got it. So we got this one. Yeah, if the hireling didn't die, I would be able to stand here and activate him from the bottom. There's also a few prisoners who are out of pens, but you got to release every single one of them anyway. Quickly go back up top. This is, we can call this the elevator. So, still no takers on which ending you want. You check out the wiki, Genesis Point. See the 4 endings. Type it in chat. We shall see. Now we can click on these little valves. And they turn off the barriers downstairs. And back we go. Anyone new who's just joined? We're running this quest and it has 4 optional options. 4 optional endings. And if you'd like to pick an ending, the 4 endings are: there's the Portal Bay, which is the classic ending that everybody goes through, which is the most boring by far. Then there is the Demon Queen, kind of like Layla. She's got a whole bunch of blades and she's a prisoner. You gotta release her from her cell. Long hallway with 2 guards you gotta kill first. Some prisoners with archons inside. Then there's one where there's a bunch of energy barriers you gotta lower and get a bunch of methods to all stand together at the same time and kill them. Then there's one where you have it's the classic ending where you fight a pit fiend. Oh yeah. This particular quest was one of my first solo walkthrough and guide videos. And I spent way too much time in it. I completed all the optionals first, just to open up. I had to figure out exactly what every single switch did before I could make the solo walkthrough guide. It's crazy.
Arrayed before you are troops training for Genesis Point's elite guard.
Okay, here we get a bunch of rounds of fights.
Orders.
The two types of enemies here, those who teleport and those who don't. I focus on the ones who don't teleport, and let all the ones who teleport just come to me. I think the setting is very cool. On paper, the concept is very good. I think the execution of the individual quests have fundamental flaws when it comes to making something was accessible to new players. There's too many quests where you can walk in, spend an hour and a half, just to find out that you can no longer complete it. And you get no XP for that, all that time you just spent. Which is something was like, you can't do that. Okay, now we're up to the maze part.
Of the maze before you. This magical focus is a much smaller version of the magic channels the devils use to relay magical energies throughout Shavara.
Okay. Probably down this hallway. That here. Yeah, we made it all the way to the center. Since we moved down that one barrier, so now I made it all the way to the center. Now we're going to hit select next. And we're going to move down lever 1. Then there's a valve right next to it, which should be the right one. Oh, this is valve 1. There we go. Yeah, but that's the thing. The assumption is that every time they make new content, they say you're going to play with the group. You're going to be at the end game. The reality is a lot of players, just like me and many others, and then get to end game and past end game, never playing with a group. Just because you've designed it and assumed that people are going to be MMO players and want to play with other players all the time is just false. The reality is it's not. And all these players are, a lot of them are paying customers, either VIP or premium, and they spent money on a game, and the game is like, nope, you must join a group of people who you don't know, feel awkward, in order to finish this content, which is not okay. I understand what they were thinking. I just think you can't do that. As soon as we pick up this item, we're going to complete the 4th objective and get kicked out of this room. We won't have time to pick up the chest. Also, if you touch this light, I think you die.
The pure, untainted water disrupts the focus, causing it to sputter and fail. The devil's wizards will no longer be able to draw upon it as a source of power.
I'm totally okay with them encouraging players to group. I'm fine with that. But the problem is, once you've made a game that costs money, listen, if it was all free to play all the time, you don't owe anything to anyone. And if you want to make a PvP player game where you can only join, and PvP means player versus player. You can only play this game if you gang up with other players or are against other players or whatever you want to set it up. Fine. But you say, okay, here's a commercial game, and you can play it solo. Oh, actually, part of the case, you can't play solo. You'll have to go against your natural tendencies and sometimes literally suffer. I'm very happy with like the complexity level of the quest. It's just you have to have some way to complete it without it being too complex. Anyway, no one here has picked any options for endings. I guess we're gonna roll the dice. We're gonna do it like this. The one on the right, you guys can't see anything because of the text over the screen. Yeah, okay, now we're good. We're gonna treat this like a clock, okay? On the right is gonna be 1, then I'm gonna make this 2, 3, and 4. Okay, these are gonna be our numbers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And whichever number we get, I'm gonna roll a 1d4. That's the ending we're gonna go for. We're all good? I guess so. Yeah, I actually made a nice solo walkthrough guide for Rainbow in the Dark. I've already done it with this character, and I basically just did it in the dark the whole time. Okay, let's roll the dice. Again, the one on the right is 1, then on the bottom is 2, left is 3, top is 4. And the winner is 2. 2 is the one on the bottom. 1, 2. Let's go to the bottom. I don't even remember which one this is. We'll find out. I like when there's options, and basically the quest gives you more than one way to do it, so it's not linear, and it basically rewards you for putting in time and effort. What I don't like is when they make a quest that there's only one way to do it, and that's too hard, or one way to do it and it's too easy. Neither of those are very good. Okay, so here's our map again, and number 2-1, so that's this side. We're going to pull the lever and unlock this area. Here we go.
You hear one of the secure level doors below grind open. A devil screams, "Security breach! Bolt the other doors from the inside." One path opens, but the rest are closed to you.
Still, the only way back is to go through the elevator, so we still have to walk back to the elevator, which is in this direction, and then we'll be able to hopefully go down there. Back to the elevator. And from here, we're going down to here. I think you guys are going to make me go through the maze again. Great. Oh, we made it to the staging area. We've walked clean through the maze. Missed the exit someplace. Is it in the center? I honestly don't remember. Looks like it's here. Oh, we can get the chest now. Yeah, as soon as you finish the 4th room, you get kicked out. I mean, you get sent into that trap room. So if you do this last, like I do it, you don't get your chance to pick up the chest. Okay, we found it. Here we go. This is the boss we got with the dice. I think this is the one with the barriers. This one is actually kind of tricky. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of walk, find the lever, and move on. And then there's just versions of levers. Oh, this lever has crests to it. This lever is this. This lever is that. Through the magical channels. Yeah, we go to the bridge control up here. You look down. Okay, it's hard to see everything. You see where I can... Let's click one of them. You pull one of the levers. It opens up this bridge. Okay, we need this bridge in order to get monsters so we can kill them. There's one bridge over here on the side. You can only have one of them up at any time. So if I click this one, it turns off that one. And this is the 3rd one, the center one. I think this is the short bridge who enters into here. Yeah, so bridge number 1 basically is just a way to get off onto the platform. And then you've got the other 2 bridges who lead you to the methods we need to kill. And for that, we need to have a hireling to stand here. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to put one hireling right over here. I'm going to put one hireling right over here. And that's how we're going to click the 2 different bridges so we can pass. So let's start with bridge number 1. Let's turn it on and we'll go downstairs. Haven't done this since I recorded the video. Who knows how long ago. I might have done this like twice just so I can get the named methods. So yeah, here we go. This method over there in the background, we need 2 other ones we need to kill all at the same time. Above us, I can see the levers and the hirelings. So this one should be this hireling. And now this barrier is open. Let's go call the method to me. Get an ice method. Turn off my aura. I don't want to accidentally kill them before the time's up. I've selected the second barrier up top. Got my other hireling to do it. Thank you for letting me pass. I appreciate it. Let's go get the other one. We got 3 we need to collect. These are unique named methods. You get all 3 of them if you want them for your monster manual. Hello, sir. Come follow me. There we go. So we've got the ice. Here's all 3 of them together. Now we go. That's it. You gotta kill all 3 of them. I think you need to kill them all together, as far as I can tell. Turn my aura back on. Now we can, once again, consult the control tower. I mean, I hope you guys can see the 3 different levers. We want the center tower. Tell him to, I don't know, activate this one. I can see him pull it. Good. There's a way back. I mean, the truth is you can just jump this. You can run and jump it. You don't even need a long jump. But here's our loot. Arcane Archer set. How long did this one take? 31 minutes. Wow. Well, now we are flagged.
You stand in a massive crater, a relic of some ancient magical battle. The devils have recently built an underground stronghold beneath it.
Well, there's an item called Boots of Anchoring, who prevents you from being dismissed from the end fight, which I don't have. And previously, I was in there and I rolled a 1 and I got dismissed. But we can try to do a solo run of this anyway. Also, I'm only level 22, and this is a raid who's level 20, so don't have any high expectations. But we can give it a good shot. Let's see if we can make it past the first fight. Let's see if my level 22 character can do anything. And nothing less than elite, because why would we try?
Dry heat and the stench of brimstone ravage your senses as you penetrate the warrens of tunnels beneath the mighty Tower of Despair. It seems the Devil Turncoat has cleared the way for you.
Well, we made it to the cutscene. Not bad. Well, I only killed 2 monsters.
A devil stands below waiting. Is this the informant?
And you have to watch the cutscene. If there's no one present, the quest won't progress. Basically, Aratrikos, who's the boss from the Shroud, is now helping us against them. So he's supposed to give me the password into the upper chambers, but they catch him and they throw him in prison. So yeah, that's what's going on over here. So now I need to go to prison first. Well, Devil Prison. Defeat the jailer and the judge. Get rid of them so I can free Harry, and get his code out of him so I can move on to the other bosses. I must say once again, please lower your expectations. This is not supposed to be done solo, elite, at level 22. By any means. Watch the unfolding drama. This is literally the quest objective. Stand here and watch what we've coded.
Eratrico's old enemy, now turned unexpected ally, has been captured and imprisoned.
Okay, comes a big fight. Well, we've made it to the first real boss fight. Let's see what happens. Here's prison bait for you.
Your unexpected fall lands you in a hellish prison. Ahead, two fiends gloat over their new prisoner.
Stand in a corner. Need these side rooms to open up so I don't get shot around this arena every second. I don't think I have a fire resistance, so I don't think I can stand in the lava. I'm actually taking damage from it. Yeah, I forgot about those cursed wounds that prevent you from healing. You gotta watch out for these pit fins. The white ones curse you and prevent you from healing. Okay, side rooms are open. You can now stand here and avoid being thrown around the arena. Every time you get shot up in the air, It's a major knock to your DPS because instead of attacking him, you're now attacking air. And if you're in the middle of an action boost, that's a problem. Back in the day, there used to be like actual strategy for this. You had to have a tank, somebody had to do this, somebody had to do that. You can't just casually walk in and try to solo it on elite. Like to heal up again to 100% first. Then my healing is just not kind of catching and holding up to the speed of the damage I'm taking. Let's heal up. Let's re-rage. 54%. Let's get back up to 100. Or close to 100. Then refocus our attention. So I have to keep on stopping and healing myself. I'm not doing effective DPS. 78. 80. 95. Close enough. Well, I defeated one of them. I think now I'll no longer get knocked around this arena. Not bad. Not bad for DPS doing just using your Borderland hand wraps. Pretty solid. Oh, he also knocks you around. Or maybe he's the one who knocks you around. At least he doesn't hold you in place, though. Those chain attacks are super annoying. And at least he doesn't hit you with the curse. Yeah, I don't think this is possible without proper damage reduction.
A final blow puts down the ferocious jailer and his partner, the judge. Now you can.
Well, that was more than I was expecting when I started. I don't know if they get my hopes up or not. On the one hand, I see an option where I do finish it, but there's also a very, very strong likelihood that I'll get like vanished in the end fight or something terrible will happen. I might even not get past the cold fight. I have no idea how this character is going to hold up against a cold fight. I came in here with zero preparation for it. This is more like a joke. I was like, yeah, let's see what happens, but I have no clue. By the way, if you die in this fight, you get sent to this prison behind you. That's where your soulstone gets dropped off, and someone needs to pull this lever at the end of the fight to get you out. Love these great mechanics.
Now that Ereatricus has told you the passphrase, you will be able to breach the gates.
Need to have remove curse and remove disease on your hotbars. Also, there's a shrine here, so just in case you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm going to replenish all of my action boosts. We're going to need them if we're going to survive the next fight. I don't see how, but whatever. We'll see. Basically, next fight, you'll know right away if we're going to survive or not. If I can survive a few ticks of the cold, we'll be good. If not, it's going to be game over very fast. What a lot of players don't know about the Shadow Fiends is their aura damages you when you enter or exit it. If you just stand in one place and he comes up to you, you'll be damaged once. Don't move and he won't damage you again. So if you can survive that initial tick, you can just stand in its aura and ignore him. And he does like basically no damage. So if you're running away from him, the worst is if you run away and you're basically the same speed, where he keeps on getting close to you and tagging you with his aura and then stepping away and you take damage again and again and again. It stacks up really fast and you just die. And no, I don't have energy resistance to cold or anything. I don't think so, at least. Let's check. Ooh, do I have these? Oh, I've got potions. How about we put them on the hot cut bar? Now suddenly I'm taking it serious. I mean, I could have used these fire resistance potions last fight, but I didn't. I'll buff right after this fight in the hallway. Here's where we came into the prison by dropping in. The reason is when you face off against these monsters in the hallway, they debuff you a lot of times. So, right after that. Okay. Next one, we're going to make sure we've got... We need cold. Acid. Resist cold. Fine. How high is our resistances?
With no small trepidation, you utter the disconcerting passphrase.
47.
Burn.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Looming gates swing open before you.
So the strategy is stand next to him and don't move. The end. Finished. That's the entire strategy.
The room grows cold around you. Shadows begin to flutter and take shape.
Make sure you keep your focus on him. So far winning, but we'll see how this continues. 2/3 down. I mean, sorry, one quarter down.
hope strikes hard, and Nitherios loses focus. Shadows wail and depart, and the trapping barriers fall away.
Gotta be very careful, make sure my rage doesn't end, because that's what I'm using for healing. %50 down. Yeah, so not moving is the strategy. And we're down. Down to 1/3 of his health. Gotta keep up the death frenzy at all times. Make sure I'm doing maximum DPS. I don't want to be stuck here for too long. I defeat him on a single rage cycle. Nice. For the record, my rage cycle is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So it took me 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Very survivable, this character. Okay, now comes the big question. Will I get will I get banished? And this one is kind of out of my control, because I don't have the boots to prevent being banished. So it's going to be whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Hey, but at least we gave it our best shot. Also, I'm going to ignore Sulamatis and just go for Horath and try to finish the raid as fast as possible. We get some Shroud ingredients. Starwalt necklace, who I don't need. Each one of those is worth 18 Saintient XP. Ooh. I have a hot take about the VIP loyalty program. You want to make the VIP something that everyone has to have? Make it so bound to character items can be put in your shared storage for VIPs. And watch how everybody becomes VIP immediately. Okay, this is it. Let's give it our best shot. See what happens.
You burst
First, we have
into
to start with
great
the cutscene,
chamber
though.
of the Devil Council, apparently interrupting a heated argument.
Just in case by some kind of slim luck, I actually win this thing and I don't get banished immediately or die in 2 shots. Nope. Well, gotta have either better self-healing or more, what's it called? PRR, more defenses. Either one of them would work. Or just getting it to like level 23 or something. Yeah, but not bad. I doubt anybody else at level 22 could have made it on Elite. And I'm pretty sure we could have done it on normal. Well, good shot, good shot. It started out as a curiosity. I was just wondering how far I could get there. And now I see. Okay, there's some other thing I would like to try that has nothing to do with this character. But they apparently added a fix to DDO, and I would really like to confirm it. See what happens. So we're going to swap characters. I would like to see if I can do Dryad and the Demigod, because my character currently is like set up for it, and I can't really do other things until I'm finished with it, so let's give it a shot. Swapping characters. See what happens. I found out that there is a file on your computer that holds all of the splash screens that are randomly chosen when you go from quest to quest or go through a door. And you can just manually go and change them to whatever you want. It's very cool. So Dryad and the Demigod. Let's see what happens. Hope I get the swing of it fast. I found out that if the boss, not the boss, or whatever her name is, if Hathorn drops below 10%, drops below 90% health, she stops healing from the corruption. So if I want her to continuously heal from the corruption, I have to actually heal her. Make sure she doesn't drop below 10%, below 30% or whatever it is. Give her some songs.
The barrier in the southeast fades.
Let's go. I took Throw the Boom, which is a tank ability that prevents them from, well, gets their aggro off of her, hopefully. Also, I add myself enough bluff so I don't fail bluffs, assuming the Guardian's bluffable, like here. Gotta kill these guys because they walk on top of the puzzle. I'm doing it for you. Okay, set number 1 done. I think for the beetles, there's 3 rounds of 8 beetles each, 4 to each side. And if you kill most of them, which would be like 24 beetles, 13 beetles, it's enough.
Hawthorne trembles slightly. The corrupted unicorn's blows have clearly shaken her. Here's some frowns with disappointment.
Well played, dear Sprout. But the door yields to my will ever so slightly. Let's see what comes through.
At Hearsome's command, giant fiery insects pour out of the door to Faraway.
How brightly they burn. Go forth, honored guests! To the north, to the south, where doors to Eladrin towns await you!
Stop him if you can, Hawthorne cries. But we must stay focused on the doorstones, or all is lost. The barrier in the southwest fades.
Okay, let's see what we get this time. Basically, the rule is you have to kill them first, or you're not going to have enough time to solo this if you have to fight the Guardian like now.
Despite your best efforts, many fire beetles made it to the north and south gates and onto Eladrin towns.
I don't know best efforts they're talking about. I didn't even try.
Hears some pauses and tips his head toward the door to Faraway. Hawthorne sways,
Not very good.
obviously drained. Dark energies cling to her form.
Well, what's that I hear? Huh? Another guest knocking on the door. What great beast approaches now, I wonder?
A monstrous furry beast leaps through the door with a loud pop. Is that a chipmunk?
Oh, don't you dare laugh at me, old flame. I can work with any clay I am given. Rodent! You lust for the acorn no more. Instead, you'll only be sated by Eladrin blood. Now go forth and bite someone. Let us continue.
The barrier in the northeast fades.
It took too much damage. I gotta have her heal. As soon as he stops healing, it's a big problem. If we can bluff this guy, yeah, we can bluff him.
A loud roar echoes from the door. Hearsome and Hawthorne pause and turn toward the noise.
Here's where I failed before, and I think it's up to the bad pathing, because the bear did not leave and go through the doors. It just stood around.
Yes, though. Shouldn't it be larger? Ah, well, never mind. It will do. Off you go, my pet.
The Archfey and the Dryad resume their duel. The barrier in the northwest fades.
See, the bear is stuck. It's not moving. I can't complete this raid if he doesn't move. Somebody's got to report a bug on this bear. Let's see if I can beat him.
Now everyone, to the left! Backward you go! Back, I say!
Yeah, they killed her. I need some way to heal whatever her name is, Hathorn, or she stops regenerating from the corruption. Okay, so the pathing on this bear is still broken. That's just one thing that hasn't been fixed. And the other thing is I must have some way to heal Hathorn, or I have to be able to fully heal her. I don't know if I have such a way. I guess I could take renewal, but my renewal is not that strong. Still better than nothing. I guess we can swap it out for renewal. So I'm never going to use this thing. Let's see how much the renewal works for. Yeah, I forgot. You can't see how much renewal works for unless you're actually targeting something who needs to be healed. How much of my positive healing power? Positive. Positive 563. Okay. I'm not like a healer or something. Okay. We're going to give it another attempt, but before we do that, I'm going to go take a quick bio break. Oh. Hope you guys hold tight, and we'll be right back. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Hi all, welcome back to the live stream. We just came back from a short break. And now we're going to continue to try to see if we can solo Dryad and Demigod. I've confirmed that the end fight is bugged. So in order to defeat it, I must defeat the bear. But to buy time, I must be able to also heal Hathorn. So for that, we went and got ourselves some extra help by taking the renewal spell. Hopefully this works. I don't know if it does or doesn't. We shall see. Well, that being said, let's go.
You have arrived at the Valley of the Door to Faraway. Ahead, Hawthorne and Hearsome argue from the relative safety of their respective circles of power. The barrier in the southeast fades.
I want to check and see if the renewal actually works. Not really, but it's better than nothing. See if it's good enough. At least we can bluff this guy. See if we can heal up Hawthorne a bit.
The corrupted unicorns vanish as if on cue. The Archfey and the Dryad pause. Hawthorne trembles slightly. The corrupted unicorn's blows have clearly shaken her. Here's some frowns with disappointment.
Well played, dear Sprout. But the door yields.
Okay, she's back up to full. We're good.
Slightly. Let's see what comes through.
At Hearsome's command, giant fiery insects pour out of the door to Faraway.
How brightly they burn. Go forth, honored guests! To the north, to the south, where doors to Eladrin towns await you!
Stop him if you can, Hawthorne cries. But we must stay focused on the Doorstones, or all is lost. The barrier in the southwest fades.
I hope she heals up. 20%, we'll see if it goes back down to 10. Well, gotta fight this guy again.
Despite your best efforts,
Well, it went back to 10, so at least she's in enough health. Should be good for at least one more round. Well, back to down to 0. Very good. Hello, good morning. How you doing, Slughead?
Hawthorne sways, obviously drained. Dark energies cling
Good, good.
to her form.
What's that I hear? Huh? Another guest knocking on the door. What great beast approaches now, I wonder?
A monstrous furry beast leaps through the door with a loud pop. Is that a chipmunk?
Oh, don't you dare laugh at me, old flame. I can work with any clay I am given. Rodent! You will lust for the acorn no more. Instead, you'll only be sated by Eladrin blood. Now go forth and bite someone. Let us continue.
The barrier in the northeast fades. With a wicked gleam in its eye, the Vorpal chipmunk disappears through a side gate.
Well, why in the nine hells aren't you all dancing? Hmm? Dance, I say! Dance! Listen to my beautiful voice. Move to the left! Now everybody, to the right!
My healing isn't good enough. Gotta get some better healing.
Hawthorne falls to the ground, drained by the blows from the corrupted unicorns. Your only hope to stop Pearson has withered away.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to make it so I've got more healing. So rather than trying to get the aggro off of them, I can go back to using max DPS, but figuring out how to heal, because really the problem that I was having is even when I would get the unicorns away from her, she wouldn't heal back up. And until I realized that below a certain point, she no longer heals from the corruption. So we've got to figure out some way to do some proper healing, and my Epic Destiny healing is not really enough. Another problem I'm having is because I'm raged all the time, it's very hard to heal while you're raged. For some reason, Second Wind doesn't work on them. Actually, doesn't work on anyone. I'll have to think about it. I need some way to cast a heal that can fully heal Hawthorne. Gotta see. I feel like I'm obligated at this point to do at least one successful run of a raid. I'm pretty sure I'm flagged. I'll see. Yeah, let's see how it happens when you go with a level 34 character to that same raid. Same thing as before.
Dry heat and the stench of brimstone ravage your senses as you penetrate the warrens of tunnels beneath the mighty Tower of Despair. It seems the Devil Turncoat has cleared the way for you.
I'll finish buffing when I get to this.
A devil stands below waiting. Is this the informant you have been sent to meet?
Thinking of Exiled Angel, maybe, to use the healing from there. The healing pillar, or whatever it's called. Because I need some kind of way to spam heal and get the Dryad fully healed up. My Bard songs would be the best, but my positive spell power is just not that high. I've got Devotion, Insightful Devotion, but I don't have Quality Devotion. But I do have Artifact Devotion. Well, Artifact Potency, so close enough. And the crits don't affect it in any kind of a way.
Eratrico's old enemy, now turned unexpected ally, has been captured and imprisoned.
And from running a raid to speed.
Your unexpected fall lands you in a hellish prison. Ahead, two fiends gloat over their new prisoner.
Yeah, this guy's got wings. Why is he taking the stairs? As I can see, their hit points for once. He's got 250,000 hit points. Not bad.
A final blow puts down the ferocious jailer and his partner. That you pull the lever, and now that Eretricus has told you the passphrase, you will be able to breach.
Hit like, subscribe, thank you. What, it's part of the speedrun? I don't have true seeing on this character. Crazy. Must have messed something up when they changed up all the abilities.
With no small trepidation, you utter the disconcerting passphrase, Eberron burns. A shiver runs down your
Hey,
spine.
this fight now.
Swing open before
I doubt this is gonna take 4 minutes.
Shadows begin to flutter and take shape. Your hope strikes hard, and Netherios loses focus. Shadows wail and depart, and the trapping barriers fall away. The Shadow Master erupts into flame, screaming as his essence is banished back to the void.
Now let's see the final fight. Hopefully we don't mess it up. Or hopefully I don't roll a 1. I think I just pulled this in the last time around this quest, but on Thelanis. Nice. Want my action boost back. Be a shame to run out of action boost right in the middle of the end of the fight.
You burst into the great chamber of the Devil Council, apparently interrupting a heated argument.
Come on, you all. Get down here already. That was it. That took 9 minutes and 42 seconds. Well, there you go. Speedrun. A sub 10 minute elite to run. Oh, nice. Now I just need to see if I can get the loot out of this chest without waiting for another whole minute. Answer is yes. Yes, I can. Javarath Trophy of War. No rings. Fine. Yeah, and you can't even log out of the quest now because I'm taking damage. For anyone who wants to get into building their character up, I found out the hard way that if you try to solo raids, you'll end up with a solid character, very well-rounded and very capable. And then you can take that same character and take it into Reapers, and you'll do just fine. You'll do actually very good, actually. If you go the other way, if you make a character who does very good in Reapers, and then try to take it in solo raid, not going to do as well. So I found out with two different characters I invested in two different ways. The one that I invested for raids works great for, well, Reapers. The one that I invested specifically for Reapers stinks in raids. Yeah. So just by trying to force yourself into where you don't have the support, and a lot of bosses have a lot of hit points, it takes a lot of time, and a whole bunch of other things. A lot of things cannot be insta-killed. If you make up a character who can survive all of that, you'll have a solid character. So if anybody wants to do high-level Reapers, here's your numbers. You're trying to get to 300 PRR. I don't have 300 PRR yet, and you're trying to get to 150 MRR. Those are your two numbers you're trying to get to. Okay? My healing amplification happens to be at 300. But you don't have to have that high. I'm compensating for the lack of PRR by having higher healing amplification and out healing the damage I'm taking. But really, you shouldn't be taking the damage at all. So those are your two numbers. 300 PRR, 150 MRR. From like any source you can possibly get it. Yep, those are your target goals. And as always, don't forget to turn in your ray. Well, and with that, we're going to conclude this today's stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see you all in my next stream. Yeah, as always, if you got your questions and you want to come to the show and ask, I'll be very happy to try to answer. Be entertaining while I do it. Yeah, hope overall will be a good experience for everyone. So, thank you all and take care for now. Bye.